Hello, everyone. Welcome to JRPL Frontline. I am your co-host, Scott, along with Still the Champ, and it's never not been Still the Champ, BeerMeJesus. It is June 30th. By the time you watch this, it will be July 1st, Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to everybody. BeerMe's American, he doesn't care. He doesn't
Happy Canada Day to you, Scott.
Yeah. But how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing all right. I'm ready for my day off because it's like the 4th of July for us. We just have the day off. It's great.
Oh, hell yeah!
And I can use
like
it.
It's like your Friday. Eh?
It really kind of. I got to go back to work for Thursday, Friday.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. So yeah. But yeah, we don't have anything for July 4th. That's not our day. So we get it on July 1st. It just happens to be 3 days prior. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I need it. I'm tired. This has been a long week, and it's hot. I don't know how hot it is where you're at, but up here in Canada, it's like 30 degrees. And if you know Celsius, yeah, you can laugh from Fahrenheit side, but
right,
that's still hot. Like,
yeah, it's definitely too warm.
Yeah,
I'm ready for winter again.
It's like no, I'm not ready for that, but I'm ready for it to not be 30 degrees. So, but. This is a fun one. We are excited because you can see the Slammiversary page is there on the screen. We're going to talk about some matches, including that main event I see there that hasn't been mentioned by anybody yet, but screw it. Let's talk about that first. There it is, the must-see good guys. You, BeerMeJesus, and your partner, the GMSG, versus match of the night. Me and Redhead, the Top Block champion.
So, a good match.
We got our impact. We got our impact. For those following along, if you look at the character chat, you'll see that I threw out a promo. JobberRadio.com. Discord is the Jobber Radio. JRPL Official is our Twitter and our YouTube, and that's where the videos get posted as well. I put out a challenge for the GMSG, because he's been a thorn in my side, and Spring Tigress, because I want to finish breaking her neck. I'm a bad guy in the thing.
You are.
And I have a tag team, so I figured it'd be the two of us versus the two of you. And Tigress, that is. But everybody's protective of Tigress. She doesn't know when to quit, and people have to get in the way for her. Like, you look at all the MMA stuff with people not quitting and the corner looking out. So he's like, no. You don't get to have that. And since it's Impact, why not we do what we always do? And he brought in you to accept this tag challenge. So here we are. Slammiversary. Main event. You and I, once again, not submission. It just says normal match, so yeah.
It'll be a good one.
It's going to be good. And Slammiversary is looking like it's going to be really, really tough to predict.
Yeah.
And good. Yeah. People, yes, they've updated things. They've just announced today, after my talk last time, that the official match at Slammiversary is Trey versus Edwards versus Ace Austin versus a mystery opponent for the vacant world title. So that's what that is. If they announce something or change something, that was all discussed last time for how that works, but that's the new main event. There's a 10-woman knockouts gauntlet match. That's going to be hard to predict. There's a knockouts title match with Jordan Grace versus the pretty much debuting Deanna Perez. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a great show, though. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what we're here to talk about. We do have some match announcements for after, which, as always, BeerMe has no idea what they are.
No.
But first, we have a Q&A. So we put out the call to you guys, and it's pretty much the roster who follows this, and it's awesome. We love you guys on this. We want to have more interaction with you. We have interaction from some mainstays, as well as from somewhat of a new person involved. So it's pretty good to see these. We've got 5 people asking some questions, about 2 or 3 each. So we've got about 15 questions, BeerMe. I have no idea if there's anything doubling up. I have no idea how yes or no these things could be, but I know last time we went 40 minutes off of 3 questions. So we don't plan to marathon this, but you never know. So are you ready to dive into some questions?
Let's get to it.
Okay. The first one we have, and as mentioned, our tweet was, do you have questions for BeerMeJesus and Cyclops Scott? Those are our Twitter handles. Leave them below and they'll be answered in the next episode of Frontline. So that's what we have here today. So the first is by Vitamin Yes. He wants to know, I'll read the 3 questions first. What was the best storyline idea that was never used in the JRPL? Who do you think will be the champions going into WrestleMania 37? That's this coming year. And who do you think has the best entrance theme in the JRPL? Let's work our way through. What's the best storyline idea that was never used in the JRPL?
I don't really have one because I don't really know.
Yeah, it's a bit tough for some of the guys to not really know outside of the booking team, which has really only been doing this since like September. And even there, like ideas usually, I mean, they really don't get used. They come up because there's always another show, or they get modified. From my own personal experience, I know the entire Scott versus Red feud and build got thrown out the window because of the Tag Classic tournament where we won the belts and kept going. But it ended up better, so like there's that. Personally, though, I think it was the stuff that was really brewing between you, BeerMe, and the Warden. Because that was originally planned to be much, much longer than a blow-off within the month. Like, that was going to be a long-term thing going through, like, Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series and all that. That's probably the one for me. Again, that's probably the only one I really know about, aside from someone who happened to no-show. But nothing really of that tier ever happened in that regard, so...
I can't really think of too much. I mean, maybe Bomber's idea of the X Cup.
That's right.
Yeah, that idea. Other than that, I can't really...
Yeah, storyline might be a tough one to say, but ideas that never really came to fruition. I guarantee you, people are going to be like, the three-man titles. I think there's a question about that in here somewhere, but I think you guys, because you guys were like, it makes me think of like an Edge versus Christian, where like you'd never see them face each other, and when they do, it's a big deal.
Right.
That's what I saw with you and Warden, so that's my pick for that one, I think.
It could still happen one of these days.
I mean, he was eyeing your belt at the Hall of Fame, right?
So
there's issues. Who do you think will be the champions going into WrestleMania 37? I don't think any of the current champions will still be champion in their current reign.
Oh.
I could definitely see someone lose it and win it back. And be champion again at that point.
Especially in the tag division.
Yeah, tag division's always cutthroat. And when you're dealing with two people versus two people or whatnot, it's a lot different than just one-on-one for picks. You get wild cards of someone else really blowing it away, and no matter how good your team did, that one guy got it for you. So, JJ Rocky's been doing that when he's in tags. So, I don't know who the tag champs would be. I'll just say I think the tag champs might be someone who hasn't had it before. Let's just throw that out there. Top Lock, I really have no idea, but I do like the idea that Red's always kind of in that hunt. So I'll say Red's gotten it back by that point. Not that I predict her even lose. I cannot predict somebody as of June 30th still being champion in April. No one's been champ for a year yet. You might still have it, but you literally have the King of the Ring gunning for you potentially, which is either GMSG or Bastion, which is that's death either way. And Orstella's out there with the Money in the Bank, let alone whatever other defenses you have, like JJ Rocky within 2 points, or whoever else earns that shot. So I don't think you've got that shot either. Road Warrior's going to have 15 new champions by that point. Who freaking knows? It literally could be anybody. So I'm not going to put a fair pick on that.
It could be me or you.
We really could. It honestly could be that. Ultra Violent? I truly don't know. That one's a bit of a tricky one as well, but it is almost more in a division. I'll say Wookiee, just because he's always fun. I like Wookiee a lot, so I'll throw him on that one. But I mean, you never know. Nerd got it back when it mattered, so maybe that, or maybe Red has that one by that point. I don't know. But any variation on those for your picks? Do you think anybody's going to be champ all the way through?
That's tough.
Or even from like SummerSlam, because everything's defended at SummerSlam more than likely, right? So you got to think.
I could see some champions holding it till the end of the year
from SummerSlam, or like from now to the end of the year.
Yeah, from now to the end of the year, but not from like not from like there to WrestleMania. No.
Yeah, because I mean,
don't know.
you get things. Excuse me, like Elimination Chamber. Someone's probably defending in that, so that's going to be like the odds of a champion retaining there are pretty much gone.
The only ones I could see would probably be the tag titles. I think Monstep and Chappers could hold it.
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
till then.
coming from someone who damn near had it a year, I could understand that. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That is, like I said, it's a bit harder to hold on to that, but at the same time, it's a bit easier because if you've got a constantly performing duo, even if one's a little less, you're still really good. You got it kind of in the bag. So, yeah, I mean, my logic kind of works both ways on that. So that's kind of the beauty of it. So there you go. Now, last question, BeerMe from Vitamin S. Thank you again. Who do you think has the best entrance theme in the JRPL? I'll let you lead this one as I ponder it as well, because I love entrance themes. I love music.
I do too.
I can tell you I spent a long time coming up with my prior one, and my current one, literally the song hit me, and I was like, yes, this is the heel song. This is the heel turn. It just kind of spoke to me. So, I mean, I don't want to say my own, but I love Paradise by KMFDM. It's so good. And Days My Enemy by The Prodigy was my prior one. But if I mean, if I go face, I probably do need to bring that one back. I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie. I love yours. It just fits.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. I've discovered some good songs through these, like some of the ones Lee had for like the Rider and for himself.
Oh yeah,
were awesome stuff, and it's really interesting to see more than anything what a song can do for a character or even the person playing it. Like you really get kind of an insight to be like, okay, this is what your walk-in ring music would be. Okay, interesting. I didn't picture that. All right, so
it's kind of funny that JJ Rock uses Sasha Banks' theme music.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
you and Warden
Warden
was good too. The Solution had a cool one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what? No, I know what it is. It's UVC. That one of This Is the New Shit, I think it is, by Marilyn Manson. There's a version of that kind of combined with Dean Ambrose's theme song. That's probably my favorite. I listen to that over and over and over. That's my favorite.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is damn good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, while we're in there, how'd you come up with yours? Why Rage Against the Machine? Killing in the Name.
I don't know. I think it was just on the spur of the moment. Like, it was just, I mean, I just really do like that song, and I do like Rage Against the Machine. They're awesome.
It seems like a good entrance theme, right? Like it's
right.
You listen to mine, and you get yours and the ones we've mentioned, and there's just that kind of like the introductory hit, a little bit of a wind up, and then it kicks in, and it's almost a bit of a loop to it, because that's like you think of Stone Cold's theme song and stuff like that, The Rock. There is a rhythmicness to it, and I think those are my favorites. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Something to pump you up, you know.
Yeah,
it gets you going.
So I will like that one by Vitamin. Thank you very much. And we move on. We have Jonathan C.T. Martin. He's one of the booking team. You can see there he's got Pete Dunne with a title. I think that's a JRPL title too. He's asking best and worst changes to the JRPL since the creative team took over. What would you have picked for your called shot of opportunity if you had won King of the Ring? Which, that's to us. We were both in that. And call it now. What's the main event of JRPL WrestleMania 2021? It's a bit weird for me to answer best and worst changes of the creative team, because I'm on it, even though I'm not really, like, I don't actively book, but I'll throw ideas out there back and forth. I do more like write-ups and storyline stuff. The thing is with that, I don't even know what changes there would be. Like, I might be too close to even realize, because it's kind of followed in the way from Bomber, except there's multiple people. So,
yeah, I kind of feel like there's more. I kind of feel there's like a lot more stories involved with the entire roster.
Okay.
Because like I feel like when like during like at least the early days, it was just Solution was just the main thing and the story all the time. And now it's like you have, and it was kind of top heavy in terms of like stories and stuff. But now you get like everything through the card. Like like you don't even have to have a title to have a big story. Like you got AOA and the Legends, and they're feuding with that one. They're doing their own thing. I feel like there's a lot more depth story wise.
Well, I will argue. I know because Bomber made Lee and I the main event of SummerSlam, and we had no title. We
Yeah,
had
yeah, and that was
no
dope.
stipulation, but he's like, this is the story that matters. And that was
It
because we'd been
is.
building it for like a year and a half.
Hmm.
And Bomber's, he's big on those. And I think part of why the solution wasn't really challenged as far as storylines during the Bomber era, not that he's not part of it, he's still there, but he's like Insight and stuff like that. But when he was doing it solo up through SummerSlam last year, you don't really have history to build off and go from. So
Right.
the solution kind of hit the
True.
ground running as far as things working. It was the first really kind of its kind with the regulators, and
Yeah.
it was successful. And then every challenger was turned away. And I mean, I'll toot my own horn. When Outsiders beat Solution for the tag titles, that was a big moment simply because of who the Solution were. We got the Jobby of the
Yeah.
Year for that. And then from there, that's literally become part of my history. So now when you look at it, you've got 2-3 years of character work that you can actually use that you couldn't have done
True.
month 1, month 2, even month 3. But you start to get
All-
there, start to get a feeling and see what something is, and you can actually run with it.
Also, I can see how hard it is to be one dude and having to run all these stories. Like that's a lot of work.
I have no idea how he did it. I
I don't either.
I
don't
truly
either.
don't. Because I might write 2 or 3 of the matches out of the 10 or whatever on the card, and if it's someone I'm not familiar with, I'm suddenly scrambling to do research. The one benefit of if you're on your own is you know everything anyway because you're doing all of it and it's all in your mind.
Right.
So yeah, the best change probably would be more story, but again, I can't really just put that on the team, even though as part of it, that absolutely is part of my focus. I want people to look good even in a loss. Not that that's story, but you know what I mean? I want to get character and stuff. And that is something we've actively been pursuing because of the survey as well. People want to see more of
Yeah.
that, so that's actively a thing too. Again, not that it wasn't happening before, but the opportunity is there now, I think. The
Yeah.
worst change, I really can't think of anything offhand. It might be, now this is a stickler if you've ever heard me on the booking calls, which you haven't, but it's sometimes when we're doing some writing or some verbiage, stuff gets through. One person writing it, you end up with one kind of voice, which can be problematic for multiple characters, but I think Bomber really always nailed it. With us,
Right.
some stuff might look a bit different. One write-up might not look the same as the other. I mean, it's a wrestling show. That's fine. But that might be something. It doesn't look as unified as it maybe could. But I still didn't call that really bad. It's just, that might be something, because it's different from what it was.
Right.
If you follow me there. So,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have picked for your called shot of opportunity if you had won the King of the Ring? I think it was called Shot of Immortality is what I was calling it. But yeah, I get what CT means. I start calling it opportunity too. What would you have done? Because
Man, I
everybody else would go for the championship. We even talked about that. But you were the world champion.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would have went after the Money in the Bank briefcase,
Oh, okay.
and I would have put my title on the line too. I would have done a winner take all.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Because I figure big risk, big reward.
Yep.
I wouldn't just do it just for the I'm a gambling man, so.
I love the idea of a storyline where it was 2 falls, 1 for each. And
Yeah.
but hear me out. So the first falls for the briefcase, and you win it. The second falls for the title, and he wins it.
He wins it.
Cool.
Oh,
Cash
God.
in, get it back.
Yeah.
Right then and there. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be some kind of like, you can't cash in right now kind of thing. But yeah. What I would have done if it was anything that I could do, one-on-one with the champ. I want the world title. I want it bad. But I would have to find some way to make it beneficial for me.
Right.
Right? Like, that would be the thing. But, I mean, as heelish as I am, it's like the Bret Hart kind of heel where I'm better. I don't need to cheat. I don't need this. There's something about that I would go with. I said back when there was the whole thing with the Survivor Series where you get to have your called shot. That's where the name came from. I called it the called shot at Immortality. I was going to have a match because I wanted every title. I wanted to have it where It was the Top Lock champ and the Road Warrior champ and the UV champ and the World champ and me in one match. And if I win, I get everything. If any of them win, they win whatever title of the champion they beat. So the only way that it could get all fucked up and everything on one person is if I won it. But if, say, you were Top Lock champ and you beat Red, who was world champ, you'd get the world title. You wouldn't get everything. That was my weird concept in my head for that. Would I do that now? I don't think so. As a heel, nah. Just give me the world title. I'll get the rest in time. Because I think it was a face at that point. So that was my ridiculous idea for that. So, and
That'd have been cool.
I still might do it if I get the chance. These things are fun. We have this kind of thing come up a lot. It's our own money in the bank spin. So yeah. Last thing. Call it now. What will be the main event of JRPL 2021? It all hinges on the Rumble, right?
Wow.
Like, who's going to win the Rumble and who's going to be the world champion? And I don't think anybody would have predicted Tino twice. So
no, I mean I thought you were gonna win the Rumble when I seen the draw, but
that was mine to lose.
Tino.
Mine to lose. As awesome as that would have been, it's still it's almost more fun story the way it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
The main event. So damn it, CT. I'm kind of predicting who wins the Rumble now. I think Bastion's going to win the Rumble.
I was just gonna, I was just gonna say that. But,
I could just see it. I could see Bastion winning the Rumble. And who's he challenge? My brain said JJ. I could see that. It's very Brock.
Bad choice.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, it's the people I know or the match I've been writing the guy for.
Right.
I think Bastion definitely can win the Rumble. And somebody like JJ, or I could see Red getting it. CT, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he was world champion. I've said that one before.
You don't have no faith in me, Scott. You have no faith.
Oh, you might win it back, but I mean, there's problems. You're going to have it till then.
Yeah.
Though that'd be cool if you did. Could you imagine that? You turn everybody away, and then JJ or Bastion and somebody punches their ticket to come face you again? Screw it. I'll win the Rumble. You hold on the title. We'll just do it next year.
No, you know what's gonna happen? If that did happen, then Orstella would hold that briefcase till WrestleMania and cash there, and then we would both be without a title.
That would be the ultimate, and like it would turn. I think Orstella's heel too. He would be the ultimate face.
Yeah.
Doing that, cashing in. If I was the world champion, cashing in on me after like 2 minutes.
Right.
Oh, that would be the best. That would be amazing.
Well, that would be a good moment.
There you go.
Think I had that.
There you go. So our main event is Orstella cashing in on the world champion after the last match. There you go. That's our prediction. Oh, I hate that. I love it, but I hate it. Okay. Next up, JJ Rocky. He submitted a question. When do you think the Money in the Bank will be cashed in? WrestleMania.
Yeah. Either that or I'll say Elimination Chamber, because wasn't that where Edge did his at? Was that it? Was that Elimination Chamber?
It was Chamber, yeah. That's too fitting. That's too good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, his was New Year's Revolution, but it was a Chamber.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he beat Cena for it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Cena retained, and then it happened, yeah. Do you think the Simple Creatures are a dominant force, and can they maintain it until WrestleMania? I'll let you answer that first, BeerMe. He who says never bet against the creatures?
Yes. When you look at the lay of the land, stable-wise, I mean, it's kind of them. And then, obviously HMS has been around since the beginning, so they're up there. And you got No Chance, who usually goes from like 0 belts to all belts, or somebody's usually getting a belt sometime, and even the Enigmas, I guess. But and Renaissance, can't forget Renaissance. But yeah, the creatures are dominating right now, so I'd say and
Infinity.
And Infinity, I told it. Yeah, So yeah, Infinity too. Yeah.
No, we're weird right now because Lee is not doing predictions with no crowd in main shows. He is doing like NXT type stuff still, but yeah. I absolutely think the creatures can maintain until Mania because they're dominant. Absolutely, yeah. Will they be the first to hold all the gold at the same time? No faction has done that yet.
We did.
Did you? Did you have every title? Did you really?
Oh, every title we had.
Yeah.
We
like
all
you're the
held
so
gold
you're the
at
first to
same
have it all
time.
at some point. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they could be
But
the first to
every
hold
title.
everything at the same time.
Wow, wouldn't that be something?
Because there's enough of them. I could see it. That's kind of what their plan was. If JJ beat you and they already had the tag belts, and yeah, LJ, I could see it.
Possible.
Yeah. They were already kind of gunning for that without even trying. They're just that dominant. So yeah, they're a threat. They're a big threat.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we've got it's the Warden. Here we go. If the JRPL went back to one booker, who would you have run it? I wouldn't. I wouldn't have
Right.
that because I would not will that on anyone. If it was back to one person, I'd actually think probably Bomber because he knows how to do it as one person.
Yeah.
Because I know how it's been with us, how the tasks are divvied up. And I just don't want that on anybody. I don't want one person to do it all.
Yeah.
Then again, booking it is different from like website maintenance and stuff like that. So I like a lot of what GMSG comes up with. I like a lot of what CD comes up with. I like a lot of what Red comes up with. I like a lot of what Spring comes up with. And I obviously like a lot of what I come up with. But yeah, if one person did it, I would say Bomber, simply because he's done that before. And no Warden, I'm not going to say Woody, like we had before. So
Right. Yeah. That. Yeah.
yeah, who would you say though?
I'd probably just because he's done it, just because he did it for so long. I'd probably have to say Bomber, but I wouldn't wish that upon him because
No.
you could obviously tell he was getting burnt out doing it. You know.
There is a level to it too with making decisions and just standing by it. And I mean, I know him from the podcast and stuff too. He does that. Not that we waffle on stuff, but it's like, this is what we're doing. There it is. And if someone doesn't like it, yeah, but that's what we're doing. And you sometimes have to do that. We even talked about that in the Discord about business and stuff and the hard decisions you have to make, and some people can't make them. I'm not saying anybody on our team can't, but 5 voices end up with discussions. Well, one voice is one voice. There it is. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there is that aspect which I can see as a benefit, but I think there's more room for stuff with it the way it is. So, the Warden's next question, unlike everybody else's questions, I'm going through these ones and answering them one by one. I don't know why, Warden. It's just how it happened. 6-man tag titles, yay or nay? This is the one question I knew about going into this. For those unaware, the 6-man tag titles has been an oft-rumored thing. I believe there was a potential of a plan because it was mentioned on a Patreon video over a year ago, or close to a year ago, for the fall of 2019, before things were kind of changed and shifted around. The divisions were actually strong. There was a lot of factions, so a lot of 3-man plus teams could support that. And there was even a joke that I'd go after it and find 2 partners and make a run for it. I eventually did form that as a faction, but not because of the titles. I even made a reference to them in the Money in the Bank match with the prototype belt getting broken, because I knew it was like an inside joke. Do I want to see 6-man tag titles? Personally, I'd love to see it, because I always like more titles and more stuff like that is fun. However, good God, not right now, because we don't even have enough 2-man teams, let alone 3. There is not a division or even a roster to support that. We could throw together 3-man teams, and it still wouldn't really work. We need more for that.
Yeah, once we get more people, I'd be down for it, but it's gotta, or at least more factions, you know. But.
Yeah, because I like the idea of there being more with the teams, but I'd almost rather there be a secondary tag title that has something different about it. Because we've got like the stipulation title for the Ultraviolent, the Every Show title for Road Warrior. Top Block has its
Top
bonuses
Block.
different, right? So maybe if I would much rather see something like a Top Block tag title, or some kind of variation, because I don't want to see like we copy an existing title and just make it now. There's two of them. Something more unique for that would be more what I'd like to see instead of a 3-man tag title. But again, we don't even have the roster for the current tag team, because I mean there's a 4-man team for Ultimate X, or a 4-team match, and that's kind of the division right now. Aside from a few teams that aren't in there because they're busy elsewhere, there's not enough teams to sustain more than one set of tag titles as far as we have. So, and no, there's not been any discussions for those other tag titles as far as I'm aware of. I made those up on the spot. They sound neat, but yeah, no, there's no reason for those right now. What do you think regarding that? I heard you agreeing for a lot of that, but anything to add on that?
Yeah, no, I just agree that they're a cool concept, and maybe in the future once we get more like trios teams. But until then, it's not really me.
It's definitely something that's never gone away, but it's not anything that's happening. So people are like, "Oh my God, maybe this is happening." No, it's not. I will say right now, to the best of my ability, if the tag titles, the 3-man tag titles, are ever officially announced, we'll do it right here on Frontline. That'll be it. It'll just be a video. We'll call it 3 or something like it'll be like it's happening. It's not happening right now. It's not happening. Warden had 2 more questions. He said, "Who should be the next Hall of Fame inductee?" Now, as the person who helped induct John from the Solution, who do you think should be the next JRPL Hall of Fame inductee?
I mean, usually we do. I don't really know. Well, let's see. We've only had one. So if you're going off are we just going off people that are retired / inactive?
I believe so. I truly don't know the criteria for what it would be, but I know how Bomber feels about actual Hall of Fames. He does like the grace period before an induction. He's never been a fan of somebody like in wrestling retiring and then going right in the Hall. And I get that. It's almost like you work your whole career, hey, you're in right away. Oh, like there's almost like no build up to it, like some old timers had. So I get that, but other times it's like, look, waive the period, put the Undertaker in, like, go.
Yeah.
We can talk about ones who were gone, because honestly, the one that comes to my mind is the Warden, who asked this.
Yeah.
He's the standout. First off, you think back though, there's some people who are gone that didn't quite do much beyond something, and I mean that as no slight, people. But like Crofty, Tagaby, Accelerator 27, former champions. Lily Pilly as well, former 2-time tag champ. I don't know if you'd really consider them Hall of Fame, considering it's like one person a year. But they're kind of the ones I'm thinking of offhand of people who are not here anymore. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe, let's see. I mean, if we're talking people that are still active that could go in, like the next Hall of Fame inductee is probably going to be someone who's not here, so probably, like I said, the Warden. But as far as for someone who could be next, like, not that I plan to quit, but I'd like to think I'd get in eventually. You'd get in eventually. All 3 UVC members. There's a lot of people that you look and would go in, right? Super Hippo. Oh yeah, Super Hippo, absolutely. There's a bunch of guys that absolutely would go in, but they're still active. So,
yeah.
Who do you think? Probably Warden is what I'm thinking. Or you know what? Legit Boss.
Yeah.
Boss
Legit
is
Boss,
inactive.
yeah.
And you know what? We rag on him a lot, but you can't discount what Woody did. So I would not be surprised if Woody went in at some point.
Yeah.
Now, part of the Hall of Fame is your conduct, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing, because a lot of people didn't really like him. He rubbed people the wrong way, but that happens. So I don't know if that's part of what you want to look at as well, but considering what he did, as far as for like accomplishments, yeah, he's easily Hall of Fame worthy based on that.
Yeah, he's got a Hall of Fame resume. You can't deny it.
So yeah, probably Warden, Boss, and Woody. God damn, that's all solution already in there with John. And then if you
Right.
if you quit today, yeah, you're Hall of Fame worthy. Like,
Right.
damn solution. Just induct. You all get to go in, then the solution goes in too, right? That's how that goes. Is that how that'd be?
Mm-hmm.
The last question from the warden is: do you prefer being a babyface or a heel? This one's tough. You hear in wrestling all the time people say they like being a heel more. I loved being the face when it was kind of the lone wolf and like the uber face that was on that run. But being a heel is just, there's something to it with the reactions that I can get from that. It's just, there's more to it. So I'd probably have to say a heel, but I really do look forward to being like the legitimate face who overcomes stuff. I do miss that, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like being a face. I mean, I like being a heel early on, but being a face is just, I don't know, it just suits me better.
Yeah, I mean, we've literally had a rivalry where we were both heels, I think, at the time even. Like, you were kind of face solution, but outsiders were heels. And then we were both faces for part of it, and there was respect. And then I went heel again, and I was like, what the hell? And yeah, it's been a lot of fun, so. But yeah, I'd probably say I enjoy being a heel more, but I think I've been both. I think I miss being a face more than I missed being a heel while I was a face, if that makes any sense. It's weird, yeah. We have a last set of questions. Sorry, one question. It's from Redhead12. What other tournaments do you want to see in JRPL instead of the Tournament of Death, which is coming up, and Tag, which is the Tag Team Classic? For those unaware, the King of the Ring we had for the first year. The finals are actually coming up at Extreme Rules, middle of July. Any other tournaments you'd want to see? I mean, are we talking things like the G1 style of tournament with round robin stuff, or?
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know how you'd work that.
No. Personally, I know from the booking side, tournaments take up a lot of time and a lot of card real estate and a lot of names, so they can be problematic. But when you like lean into it, it's pretty awesome too. You just got to realize you're going to have stuff happening for a few months that's kind of like, okay, here's where we're going. So it does kind of put things on a track, but as soon as people start losing, it gets interesting. It gets really interesting.
Right.
That's where our whole feud for Slammiversary is coming in. So probably a G1 style is what I'm thinking for that.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd also like to do like I don't know, maybe like a King of the Mountain tournament. Well, that's kind of like King of the Ring, I guess, but just like have every match be a ladder match. I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting.
Or like a submission tournament, like a technical submission.
Oh, yeah,
tournament
okay, yeah.
type style,
I like
that.
that.
Would be cool.
Yeah, like a submission tournament would be kind of fun. I mean, our characters love that.
Yeah.
But something, yeah, I guess so. Like a stipulation tournament is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Something a little different.
I like that because otherwise, this is a tournament. This is you advance on. I'm not even thinking like what you'd get for winning it. But like I almost like the idea of a Road Warrior tournament where it's like house shows only. The flip side of the King of the Ring and other ones where the winner gets that, but it's only advancing on house shows, which would have been chaos because we had no house shows for a long while. But that could be something fun too, even to not put more on the house shows, but it would at least solidify some things, which kind of defeats the purpose because a lot of things with house shows is requests for matches are there. That was one thing that's kind of it. Like the storylines are in place. If a request comes up, we can work to a story. Cool, it'll main show it. But really, if I want to face this guy, all right, you're free on Sunday. There you go. that can happen. So yeah, making a tournament happen on those kind of gets in the way of that. So I can see that being a problem.
I got a few questions from Dappers.
Oh sure, that is the last of our Twitter questions. So I will close that, and you can wait. You're asking things on a screen I can't see. What is this? What's going on?
Yeah. He says, "Do you think the Simple Creatures will become the longest reigning tag team champions?"
I'm loading up a file because I have the records. I believe it was you guys.
Yeah, I think we got
280 days.
Yeah, and we had 7 defenses.
Yep. And
I
if
think.
not for us interrupting it when you guys won it, it would have been a total of 434 days. But
Oh
the
wow, that would be
Outsiders
something.
took it for 41 days, HMF had it for 43, and then you guys got it back for another 280 from March to December.
What a
So
ride.
even that, altogether, you guys have had it for a total of 350 days, just shy of 1 year. The second is the Creatures. They had it from October to March,
Hmm.
129 days. And they've got it back, and they've had it since April, which is already 3 more months. So they're already up to, what? Yeah, it was April 5th, so May 5th,
Yeah.
June 5th, July 5th is around the corner. That's another 90 days. So they're sitting at
Hmm.
210, 220 days already, and really probably aren't even defending for another 45 into SummerSlam? Six. They
Hmm.
actually. I don't. I Yes, I think they will. Simply by virtue of how
Yeah.
far apart the defenses are, I think they could actually do
Yeah.
it. I was going to say yes anyway, but
I
mathematically,
don't know.
absolutely yes.
I don't know if they'll have as many defenses, but they will definitely
No.
have as many days.
Yes, they'll have as many days, but I mean, look at JD with his 100-day reign as Road Warrior champion. 5 shows were
Oh yeah.
canceled. Like, so
Right.
yeah.
It's
I
true.
mean, it's what it is. That's part of why the champ is the champ. That's how it works. But there you go. So yeah, I think so. I would have said yes anyway, but I mean, it seems like it's a lock unless they lose at SummerSlam. So
Okay.
what else
It
you got?
says if the jobbies were announced today, who would be your winners for the categories?
Oh, that's perfect because the year literally is halfway through as of right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say right now, Superstar of the Year is you because you've been the world champion for the entirety of it.
Yeah,
You won at TLC in December,
that's true.
and we already agree JJ Rocky is Rookie of the Year.
Yes. Tag team of the year, wouldn't that be well?
I think I was going to say Creatures.
Yeah, but HMF won the tag team classics.
That's true.
And beat them, but
They-
then they got the belts back. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's a toss-up.
It's
Those
tough.
two. I'd probably say Creatures because they had it, lost it in that main match that mattered, but then got it right back,
Mhm.
and then kept it. So
Yeah.
I'd probably say Creatures for that. Um, for like things like Face of the Year and Heel of the Year, I kind of want to lean toward Bomber and Bastion and yourself and GMSG obviously for Face.
Yeah.
Just for the stuff you guys have been doing.
Oh, Broken Nerd.
Oh God, Nerd. That's right. Yes. No, Nerd's amazing. Nerd absolutely is up there.
Cinematic matches. Yeah.
Yes. 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 For heel, I mean, I always do my horn, but I was on a losing streak for chunks of it, so I always will discount myself a little bit there. Um, I mean, Arstella's a right bastard with that belt. Red, honestly, Red's been the most solid
Yeah.
heel, I think. For part, oh no, Jut. He's an evil bastard as well.
Yeah.
Jut with the stalker. I think no, Jut's the heel.
Mm.
He is. He might not
Right.
have the success of it, but I think he's absolutely the heel of the
Yeah,
half
with
year.
the story that's going. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, stable of the year is the Creatures, absolutely.
Yeah.
And match of the year, my favorite is still probably, oh God, is it Money in the Bank or the Museum? No, it's Soundstage in a Cage. I think that's my favorite still.
That was a really good one.
Nerd
yeah.
and Alpha is the favorite one I've written yet. Though I love you and Tino for just like a match.
Yeah.
Match. You and
Yeah.
Tino's pretty great.
That's pretty good.
It's hard for me to pick because I write so many of them that I like. What's your favorite match so far?
That soundstage in a cage is pretty good. I do like I like mine and JJ's match, even though I really didn't do a whole lot, but you know, it made him look like a boss.
That was
so
the story. That was
it
awesome.
was. Trying to think.
The Nightmare at the Museum was pretty fun.
I did like that because it paid like homage to like all this, like a lot of stuff in the JRPL. I like that.
Oh, I feel bad for not even thought of this, but Bomber and it was just so good.
Yeah.
I love that one as well from everything we built up. Again, it's hard. I'm saying my own matches, or ones I
liked,
wrote. So I feel like this isn't a good one for me to even pick. I don't like that.
I I like Jet Sebastian's from WrestleMania.
Oh, that was good. That was the Iron Man, I think, right?
Yeah.
Again, I wrote that, but it's hard for me to pick. I don't want to truly pick that one. I'll make my vote at the end of the year. If it was a matter of click on one of these options, I'd probably pick myself and Bomber just because of that, or Soundstage, of my own volition. But I love a lot of the matches, and yeah, there's lots of matches that I didn't do, like a lot of the creature stuff and AOA and Legends. That stuff's awesome. I like a lot of that too, and it's
Yeah.
red stuff is really fun. The stuff with in the King of the Ring was amazing, and I can't pick. It's hard. What else?
And
we
one
got?
more question he has here.
Okay.
This is the last one. Who do you think will be the person to dethrone BeerMe? I mean,
Orstella's a
or
good choice,
Stella?
but the King of the Ring,
Yeah, the King
probably
of the Ring can do
Orstella.
it.
But I mean, if the King of the Ring does it, that's probably going to be at SummerSlam. If you make it through that, you're looking at like All Out, which would be an interesting one to cash in on.
Yeah.
There's Takeover
don't
Dublin
think
if
we're-
they hold that, so maybe.
I don't think Orstella does house shows though, so I'm not
No.
whole worried about that. but-
Takeover Dublin might be the way to go, because that would be a very small show, and Money in the Bank
Right.
points would pretty much get you the win, even on perfect cards. So,
Mhm.
but again, that's Orstella, and your next defense might be like Survivor Series, or maybe you're in a team. I don't know. Orstella's the
Right.
safe bet, honestly, for who dethrones you. But yeah,
Yeah, I'd say that too. And if it was Orstella,
King of the Ring,
God, I don't know. Yeah, probably King of the Ring.
Bastion or GMSG, and I mean those are safe
Yeah.
bets anyway. If they had a title shot, I'd be like, yeah, it's a good bet. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Any others, or that was it?
That was it.
That
That
was
was
it?
the last one.
Well, that's awesome. I thank everybody who contributed for that. That I think that was a lot of fun. It's interesting to see those kind of questions. We had stuff about storylines, what if, ideas, a little bit behind the scenes as well, which is harder to talk about than I thought because being close to it, I love it all. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if we're done with that, Beer Me, we can announce some matches.
Oh, I'm down with that.
I know people
and I don't
like
know
it.
any of them.
I like it when people announce I know people like it when we announce matches. It's fun. So,
Right.
all right. So we've got Slammiversary up on the screen. You can see that main event. We talked about that already. The must-see good guys versus match of the night. We've got LJ versus Alaska Brown. We've got Bastion versus the Green Machine. And we got the Regulators versus Simple Creatures. We do have Alpha Dog versus Spring Tigress, and we have Cam Popplestone versus Wookie. I do believe at one point it was Cam Popplestone replaced by 3J Platinum versus Wookie. Oops, he's a regulator, so it's actually Cam Popplestone down there. So that got fixed. He almost got double booked. He would have done it, but there you go. So, at Slammiversary, we have 3 more matches to announce here, Beer Me.
All right.
We have Broken Nerd, non-title, versus CM Carlito.
Oh. All right.
Now, I know Carlito and Hippo have both kind of made waves in the UV division, so that's interesting. Non-title match on Impact. Again, you get something there. It goes a long way. You get the potential towards a shot.
Mhm.
So, we have Luke Gray versus Nathan 8K.
Luke's just facing all a Renaissance.
He is. He is. He wanted it though. He wanted it. so-
Did.
And we have Bomber and Kyoko teaming together against Forever Killin'.
Oh.
Now, Forever Killin' is in that tag team contendership match at Extreme Rules, as you can see here, Ultimate X.
Mm-hmm.
What's it do for them if they get beaten by Bomber and Kyoko, who, I mean, they are a team, obviously, they're a couple, but are they a team? Remains to be
Right.
seen. So, I don't know what to make of that. I think they're probably going to win it, but then I mean, they can make an argument for a title shot, right, or to be included. So, not like that's going to be absolutely it, but I mean, you never know. That gets them in discussion. What if Forever Killin' wins the tag title shot, but lost this match? Bomber and Kyoko can make a case for it if they even care. They might simply
Right.
want to just go find a way to take care of Jut and deal with it. So,
Right.
Now, I know this is for the Saturday show, and then we've got the Sunday show as well for Extreme Rules. I've got more for that as well, if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, we got Chappers versus JD Onio in a hardcore match.
All right.
We have...
Down with that.
We do have the Road Warrior Championship, as mentioned, where it will be Alaska Brown or LJ versus RGX. The stipulation for that is actually going to be decided online. We'll have more details about that next week, but there's going to be some sort of, I don't know, a poll. Think Cyber Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be up
boy.
next week. It will definitively be decided before the post goes up, so the guys will know what kind of match they're having.
Coal miner's glove.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
But there you go. So that is happening as well. We will have the UV Challenger, the Ultraviolet Championship match with Broken Nerd. His challenger will be announced next week. That's all I have for that one. Because we got to stretch these things out. We had like a month between shows. And we've got your match. We have you versus Rab at Extreme Rules as well. So non-title, obviously. Well, not obviously. It's a main show, but you're not defending. So it's you versus Rab at Extreme Rules.
Alrighty.
So, I have one more piece of news related to all of this. Because I know that you had made a request for some sort of fight pit. That's not happening at Extreme Rules. That's happening at Slammiversary with our match.
Oh, God. Oh. All right. Oh, that's lovely.
Yep. We the request came in. We're talking about it. Like, it doesn't work. I don't know. That's gonna be a thing. It's perfect for BeerMe and I Slammiversary. And then I kind of paused and went, "What if we just do it anyway?"
Right.
So, the must-see good guys will face match of the night in some sort of fight pit, which I believe will just be like a submission cage match. I don't frickin' know yet, but I believe it's going to be submission rules is how we're going to do it. So,
kind of like the Matt Riddle Thatcher match, but like submission.
Yeah. And we did some research. There has been one tag team submission match previously, and you were in it. I don't know who won. But you're the submission king, so I gotta think you did. So
we awarded one.
So yes, BeerMe, I'm facing you in a submission match once again at Impact, except I'm teamed with Redhead, and you have the GMSG. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, an unpredictable card.
I've sat on that for 24 hours.
Oh man,
we decided to not tell you, just to tell you here.
Yeah, because I messaged CT about it. And I was
you did.
I kind of want this match. He's like, you know what? He's like, you got it, but we're gonna tweak it, and you'll find out on Frontline. I was like, of course I will. So I find out everything.
Yeah, no, I told him like, should we tell BeerMe? I'm like, no, let me do it. And it was decided. Where like the last match we'll announce was you and Rab. So and I even heard the okay, like there was the sadness.
Right, there was a little bit.
Yeah, there was like, here's why. God damn it, it's a submission match at Impact. No. Oh, I'm scared. BeerMe, I'm already scared. Right. What the hell are we gonna do?
I don't know. Right, well, I guess we'll settle it in the pit.
Yeah, so that's happening, and that goes towards the idea of like house shows are more for that kind of stuff anyway. But I mean, all the main card matches are stipulations anyway at Extreme Rules. But we're like, it really should be me and you, shouldn't it? Yeah, it probably should.
Right.
Okay. Because if it wasn't, we absolutely would have said we want a fight pit at Slammiversary. Like we would have absolutely gone for that had we thought of it then, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock you the frick out in a cage with Redhead. We're gonna knock the two of you guys out.
Oh.
I don't know how this. We've never done this. This is gonna be bad.
Yeah, That write-up will be interesting.
Oh God. Um. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with, guys. That's what happens when BeerMe and I get involved in Impact. All hell breaks loose.
It's just Submission City.
It's gonna be amazing. I actually don't remember how it works. I think both teams have to get like their 1-pointers wrong, or
If
you
I
know,
think it's
you're the
one,
king.
if one person on the one okay, whichever person gets their 1-pointer wrong first loses. They lose the match.
Oh,
So you gotta get your 1-pointers right.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So yeah.
I was about to say who I think might win the real event, but that would give you insight.
Right.
No.
I mean, hey, you never know.
Oh,
You never know.
Well, I'll leave you everybody with that. Thanks again with the Q&A. We absolutely love it. We look forward to doing another one when there's a big gap, probably sometime after SummerSlam, I would think, or leading towards like Hell in a Cell or something's probably the next one, I would think. But I mean, if it comes up, we're like, hey, let's do one. We'll do one. Next week is going to be kind of a double build because we've got Slammiversary and we've got Extreme Rules, so we're going to be kind of tying things in toward that over the next couple of weeks because that's the middle of July, and like I said, you're probably watching this on the 1st. So 2 weeks to go with Insanity. This one's already close to an hour, so we'll leave it at that. But this, I hope people have had fun listening to this and listening to BeerMe and I geek out over matches and then lose our shit over it as well at the very end there. So
Yeah.
but if yeah, you asked for it. You wanted it.
I did. I didn't think I was getting it in Slammiversary. But
Nope.
it's happening.
It's with God, and we all do submissions now too. There's the redhead.
Yeah.
There's the cross swords. You've got the goddamn sharpshooter, and I forget what JRPL is called. He's got his, I think. No, he's got the figure 4. That's right. You guys have the classics.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct with the cage, the pit fight, there's no tags, right?
No.
Like,
it's just like a tornado tag.
There's not even ropes in for how you.
No,
were
it's just
right?
it's just like an octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna defer to your on this because I was seeing it like the simply is like it's not a steel cage in the ring. It's a cage with a mat.
Yeah.
I mean, you made the challenge, so that's how you decide it. But I presume
I kind of wanted to.
It's 2-on-2.
I kind of wanted it to be like it would definitely be like tornado tag style. Like it would be everybody in the ring at one time.
Boy.
Pure chaos.
Oh boy. Well, that's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I look forward to that. When you hear BeerMe and I losing our minds during the live event Discord chat, July 18th, come on in and listen to it. It is free. Again, everything's on jobberradio.com. JRPL Official, Twitter, for YouTube, for all that fun stuff. There's the normal podcasts as well, but the Prediction League is where you want to be for all this stuff. You can be involved in these matches. You can face us. Maybe you'll determine the champion, get a title shot, get me to promo against you, or just watch people lose their minds. It's a lot of fun, obviously. So I thank everybody who submitted those questions. BeerMe, I thank you as well. Do you have anything else to say to anybody before we go here tonight?
I'm good to go. I think we got it all covered.
I think we got it all covered. Okay, so next week, back on track with some normal match stuff, with the finality of the cards filling out, and we'll move towards the summer from there. So, for BeerMeJesus, this is Scott. Thanks again. Have a good night.